Alright, so I mean, I got a little bit of hesitation, a little more to normal today. I'm wondering if the ESC is finally giving up on 3S. Okay, skip. Still getting it though. Ciao, ciao.
Oh, Dad, how'd you find my...
Saw that. The wheel wanted to be all over the place. Oh my goodness. Alright, apparently we got to do thread lock on this stuff, man. This is becoming repetitive with this aluminum. Ah, that's gonna shut my kid wants to drive this, man. He ain't gonna be happy if I can't get this. Sorry, yo. Yeah, let's try to pop this off, actually. There we go. Uh-oh. Alright, back on. Snap it back down. That could have been dangerous coming through here 50 miles an hour with that tire loose like that. Well, I'm pretty sure we're at the limit with 3S testing for this ESC. I mean, we got about 10 runs on it. I started skipping somewhere around like 5, 6 every once in a while. Nothing major, nothing hesitant, or nothing that caused any problems. You know, even on this last run, it had a little skipping, but it was still getting it. I mean, just full speed going. And, you know, near the end there, it actually started showing showing signs a little bit more. But I mean, this thing's just—it's a beast. There's just no way I'm not driving this truck anymore on 3S. So whatever I do to this thing, I'm done with the 3S testing on the WTF fan. You know, yes, you can do it. I wouldn't do it long term, not without changing the ESC. So I mean, I think the motor can handle it. I've had numerous issues with ESCs and things like that between the Caldera and this truck running 3S. Never had any issues with the motors. So again, I think that motor can all out handle it. If you want to upgrade the ESC, start with the ESC and then later get yourself a motor. I'm actually going to I'm going to bring it in. I don't know if I'm going to put it in or not, but I got a 4000 coming in and it's capable of 3S. I mean, this is a 3800 on 3S that's hitting 49. I'll be easily over 50. Not to mention I have the pinion gears now. I have an 18 and 19 mod 8. So not changing the metal gear and going through that whole ordeal, which, you know, again, I'm so limited on what pinion I can put on it. I don't want to do that anymore. So I got the Mod 8 pinions from Redcat, 18 and 19, that will fit this. So I'm probably going to throw a 18 or 19. Actually, if I do the 4000 on 3S, I'm going to do a 19. And this thing it could almost hit 60, and that's scary. I mean, it really is. This thing's so fast as it is right now. I would definitely lower it. I mean, I got this sitting up so high. I like it this way, but I have it so much spring and so much bounce. It just sits up so high. I made it for bashing and jumping, which is great, but for, you know, that kind of speed run, it just isn't good. So there are a couple things going on with this that I want to show people about, you know, mainly about the aluminum, because it's been repetitive. So after you see things, you start to realize that, okay, it's not just a fluke. So, well, the first thing is, I've never fixed this from when I lost my body in my snow video. I did put some JB Weld down in the hole. Oh, looks like I lost my screw this time. I put this on to just help hold it down because this back was weak, and it looks like I actually lost my screw, but it held. I mean, it was holding there. But that's one problem with these. Granted, they're great. I mean, I like being able to turn them sideways and put my posts in sideways, but you can see how loose this is. They just never were tight. I mean, for these to be aluminum, I've said this before in one of my other videos, this differential housing has to be aluminum. And if you're going to make this differential housing aluminum, then you can make the bumper oval aluminum because it mounts to that. So this and these two pieces right here, man, that's such a big upgrade if they would make them aluminum. So they don't, and this is what we got, you know, stuff like this happening. But what I'm noticing now, and a lot of people might not, and you don't even think about it, it's not happening here. It's not happening here. It's only been happening on this back section. You see, I stopped my run yesterday. You know, it wasn't even the 3S. I actually want to get this in and see if she might have another run on 3S. But my dog boom came out, so I noticed that the wheel was towed out, or cambered out a little bit, and I don't usually run mine like that. So by the time I realized it was too late. But I mean, if you watch, I mean, this thing with my finger, I mean, I'm just threading it right now. So it's just working itself loose and undoing itself. And it worked itself loose enough that my dog bone came out. So I'm going to probably take these off. I'm getting ready to get some Proline tires in and play around and see what fits on these blackouts. So I'm probably going to convert this back to a 12 millimeter just for, again, testing purposes of that. I could do it on another vehicle, but these Terramoto tires are, I mean, they're great tires. I love them, but they're, like I said, they're not necessary for this truck. And I'm probably going to get something a little smaller. So, I mean, again, I was doing 3S testing again with this truck, you know, on the bigger tires compared to the regular stock tires, which are about like this big. So that may have something to do with it. You know, maybe the longevity would have been there a little longer if I would have had regular tires on it. So either way, I'm pleased with the outcome. I'm pleased with the way this truck handles. I mean, the differentials, I've never opened this differential up. I've never put any oil in these differentials. These are completely stock differentials running on 3S. The truck itself ran 3S probably about 5 or 6 runs prior with just the bypass wire. So some people have seen the videos I was doing with that. And then I got the WTF, you know, threw that thing in. It's a loud beast. Definitely should be doing the job. You gotta remember to get that out of there. But you know, in doing so, I just don't. Ultimately, I don't think it's enough. You know, it's just an underpowered ESC for the voltage and the RPM. I mean, let's put it what it is. I mean, if this was a 3300 Volcano motor, this combination would probably work perfectly. I mean, you're taking 600K off of it times 11.1, which is really like times 12. You know, so the RPMs is dramatic. The power draw is going to be a lot less. You know, this setup might actually work if this was a Volcano motor, but it's not. It's a 3800 kV motor, and it's pushing a lot of RPMs out. So especially on that 3S. So I'm going to take it up probably. Maybe, I don't know if I'm going to do this for sure or not, but I'm probably going to put the 4000 in here. and run it on 3S and just see what this thing could do. But again, back to what I was saying is, I mean, so we're looking at about 10, say 9, 10, at least 15 or 16 runs on this truck on 3S overall, and a couple I let my son drive it on 2S. So, I mean, the differentials are holding up solid, man. I have no issues with that. The durability, I haven't broke anything. This piece is broke, but I mean, until this breaks or breaks more, I'm not, I don't replace stuff like that. I did put some JB weld on it, but it snapped the other day on the cartwheel, so probably throw a little bit more on there, get a little more life out of that. In my rear, I forgot to screw down my rear when I put it on after taking the XTE conversion body off, so that was again my own fault. But it's it's not broken. It's just not screwed down. The screw that was in there is still there. Just started backing out a little bit, and I didn't put anything in the other two. I don't even think I tightened that down. So it's all self-inflicted. I'm going to take this piece off and see if this thing's got any life left for another run. It might force one more out of it, but it was skipping pretty good there at the end. But again, good things to come. I'm going to be probably moving on to another phase with this truck, and that would be to convert it to a Proline tires, see what it looks like, see how it handles. Now we already know how this thing handles. I mean, it's very top heavy and leans, but that's also part of my suspension. I wasn't building it up for a speed truck, really. It kind of just happened that way. So we'll see where we're at. Service saver's holding up. I got the service saver on here. I mean, that took a bunch of batches yesterday. Let's see, actually, I mean, sun's riding out here, but a little resistance there, but again, I'm on a rubber mat. It's got some grip to it. I mean, I had absolutely no issue turning this thing, so I'm not concerned about that at all either. Definitely seems to be doing its job. Again, I only had one run with that, but hey, it's holding up. So she's going to be down for a little bit. Again, unless I can get one more forced run out of this thing, it's going to be done. I got probably about another 4 or 5 days before my Proline stuff comes in. So in that meantime, is when I plan on taking this off, Loctiting all my aluminum, all the stuff that's machined that goes into each other is going to be Loctited. I'll put my 12 millimeters back on. Like I said, I'll probably sell the 17 millimeter conversion to somebody else that wants them. I do have some swampers and things. Not swampers. I'm sorry. Is it swampers? Maybe. The paddle tires. I think that's what they're called from Proline. Forgive me. I'm new to Proline's full collection and trying to get all the names down. But I got the paddle tires coming with 17 millimeter in the 2.2 rims. So I also have it in the 12 millimeter. So we'll see how those fit and how they look. If people want to take them out to the beach, especially the XBE buggy, I'm sure that would be fun with those things on it. So, all right, man. Like I said, I don't want to make this video any longer than it is. The run video part of it was pretty short, but I don't want to lengthen it up too much. But this, last thing. I'm tempted to throw this in place of this. I mean, it'll fit right where it is. I can mount my WTF fan right on top. This is a 60 amp, but I think what this one is rated for, I have to check what this is rated for. I think on 3S it's asking less than 3,000. So like a Terramoto 10 motor or something like that, but not a 3800. So we'll see. I might play around with that. I'm not sure yet. I mean, that would be the ultimate, because if I could just sell these to people and say, hey man, you want to run 3S, pop this in this exact box and you're good to go. But right now, to change that out, this box has got to go. You're gonna have to mount your switch probably right here. You have to cut your edges off here so your service saver or your servo can stay there, and then you're gonna utilize this space right here for the new ESC, which again is still very tight. It can be done. I've seen it done, you know, if you're using like an 80 amp or something, a smaller hobby wing, that would probably work. But it's just stuff that I don't want to have to do, and a lot of people don't like to do. And when you start doing it, it'll scare people away. So this might be the solution for people that want to run 6S or 3S full term. I will maybe for you all, I will do that first, because I'm pretty sure the 4000 I got coming in, I'm going to have to remove this setup, and I really don't want to. Now, if you got an XBE, this isn't here. You're much more open under there, even though it's a pain in the ass with that closed top. So, you know, I could do that here. I can get the XBE mounts, you know, the servo mounts. It's not a big deal, but this chassis piece is here that it's not on the XBE because of the cover. So the cover basically acts as the same that we're looking at here. So I will be playing around with this thing, man. If you guys have any questions or anything along that line, anything you want to see on this truck, anything you want to see me do to it, again, without being crazy. I mean, I'm not going to go drop a freaking 6S system or anything like that in it. The truck's ridiculous on 3S. It doesn't need to go any faster than 50 miles an hour. And without those aluminum parts I was talking about, there's really no point. You're just dropping money in. But I mean, you know, I haven't put any money whatsoever into this thing. I've wrecked it numerous times on this 10S. You know, did I say 10S? I think I did. On this 3S system, I've wrecked this thing numerous times, and I haven't had to put one part on here. I mean, again, I got the aluminum. I had to unbend one of my drive shafts, but I haven't replaced one physical part on this truck yet. Again, welding or JB welding that and things along that line, but still, I mean, that's not bad. I mean, it's 10 runs on 3S, 50 some miles an hour, and it hasn't been flawless. I mean, I went through numerous bodies, smashed my brand new red body because I didn't Gorilla Tape it. You know, this was one of my favorite bodies, and that, you know, partially Gorilla Taped this one, and not any issues with it cracking, but I just scratched the piss out of it riding on its roof on wheelies by accident. So, but I'll clean it up and I'll get it looking good again. And you know, the XBE body, the shell, this thing's been trashed, got pretty tore up as well with 3S, mostly just because of wheelies and things along that line. So yeah, I mean, you know, part of the fun is making it look different. So I got the Pro Line body that's coming on it next, with the Pro Line tires, and maybe this. We'll see. Alright, man. Again, I'm out. If you guys have any questions, let me know.